I went from being active to an activist, to standing with my people like a nationalist, to investing in these projects like a capitalist. Knowing every step I took became hazardous. I broke bread with savages, taught them to be humble with different ways to hustle and make more than what you averaging. Start a couple businesses, stay away from habits. If you can lock these steps down, you'll never have to trap again.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Stocks B, and I'm back with another reaction video. And today I'm reacting to this viral video that's been trending online. This dad approaching his son's bully, this young girl who allegedly is bullying his son at the playground by telling him that he isn't allowed to play in certain areas of the park, and just verbally abusing him and things like that. Now, a couple things that I want to point out. First, I want to say that in the beginning of this video, you will hear this man say that my kid can play what he wants, and you can't tell him that. And if this is a case of this man approaching this young girl over some things that she said, or because they told him they didn't want him around them, there are things as a responsible adult that you can do to avoid situations where you have to physically assault anyone's child, especially in this situation. Now, one thing I do want to say is I'm not making this video to condone, protect, defend, or anything as far as when it comes to bullying. I believe that bullying is a horrible crime. I believe that it's truly wrong and a sad situation. A lot of these kids are unaliving themselves because of this. So I do want to say I commend any parent that defends their child for being bullied. However, there are certain certain things that need to happen for this to be a criminal case. One, verbally threatening a child, or two, physically assaulting a child that can be considered bullying, taking something from them or things like that, locking them in a closet, touching them, or threatening them that you're going to do harm to them. These are things that can be considered criminal offenses in bullying. Now, telling someone that you don't like them or you can't play there, these are just kids being ignorant. These are things that can be addressed. Like if someone tells my child, oh, they can't play on this slide or they can't play on this swing, then I can simply just go over there with my child and stand there while my child plays on that swing or on that slide, and make sure that these kids are not physically or touching or saying anything. They can say whatever they want as long as they're not threatening him. This is a free country, freedom of speech. Now, this is being said that this happened in Florida, and there's a few more things that I'm going to point out. And there's a few more things that I'm going to point out with that being said. So let me go ahead and play this content for you guys, but I want you guys to keep in mind and pay attention to what's being said in the beginning, and also the energy that this young girl is giving out. Now, I did see the edited version. I came here to see the unedited version, and I was fortunate enough to actually find this extra couple seconds in the beginning of hearing him say this, which will make a huge difference in the seconds. So let me get and play this video. But if this is your first time checking out my channel, hearing my name Stocks B, or seeing my content anywhere online, please make sure you smash that like button, hit the share just to show me you care, and that subscribe button, you're going to tuck that in your pocket. Take that with you because it's free. Don't cost a thing to hit it, forget it, and 24 hours later I'll be in your notification with some more information. It's that simple, guys. Welcome to my community. I am glad to have you here. Now let's get and check out this content, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts after that.
No, he can play whatever. You can't say that to my son. You can't say. You can't say that one to my son, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
Now, as you can see, I blurred it out right there, but he physically assaulted this young girl, and he slapped her. Now, a couple things that I want to point out. One, in the beginning of this video, I'm going to bring it back so that you guys can hear this again. In the beginning of this video, he says, no, you can't tell him my son can play what he wants. You can't tell him that. And as I mentioned in the beginning, if they did not physically assault his son, if they did not threaten his son, and, he's defending his son from bullying, I would truly understand that in that situation. And I'm not saying physically go and abuse these kids, but sometimes you do need to put children in their place. Now, calling their parents, having their parents come to the scene, calling the police, there's certain ways as a parent, as an adult, you are supposed to deal with children in a responsible manner as an adult. And I believe that this was irresponsible on his dad's part. And I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying this, but this is the truth. The truth is that this man assaulted this young girl because she said something, and they never physically assaulted his child. They just told him that he couldn't play somewhere. When the mature thing to do was say, you know what, they said you can't play there, I'm going to go over there and stand with you. And when they tell you you can't play there, I'm going to tell them this is a free country and you can play wherever you want. No one, they don't own the park. They don't own this playground, so you can play wherever you want to play as long as it's free. And I would have did that as an adult, as a parent. I would have made sure that my child was safe. But him getting upset, and I do understand that this child was very disrespectful by her saying, well, bye-bye, and then leaning down to her son to, I don't know if she was blowing him a kiss or getting ready to say something before he assaulted her. So I'm going to play this video again so you guys can see it again, the after effects. The kids that are behind her is actually laughing. They're laughing at this situation, which proves that this is a case of bullying. But how far? Is this a case of an assault? Is this some criminal charges that can be brought against this young girl for bullying? But again, this just seems like kids being ignorant, telling this young kid because he's dark that they didn't want him around him. This is a light-skinned young girl. And I also noticed that they're all Muslim. Now, another thing that I do want to point out is this man actually, and I don't want to sound racist, but he actually does sound like he himself is Muslims. And we know how Muslims do have a strict, just strict energy towards women being disrespectful and out of place and doing things that they shouldn't be doing. And this seems to me one of those situations where she's with a bunch of Muslim women, young girls, and he's sticking to, I don't know what his culture or his heritage is or what their background. I don't know. I just know that what's being reported is Muslim men do not tolerate Muslim women being disrespectful or anything like that. So this could also be something that's leading from that. So I don't know about that. So I don't really want to talk about that. But what I do want to say is this happened in Florida. It's being alleged that this happened in Florida and in the United States. Words, verbal abuse, verbally threatening someone can be a crime. But if they're just saying things and they're just talking to them, that is not a crime. That's just kids being ignorant. So another thing I want to say is a lot of people I see online, like I said, a lot of people may hate me for putting out this point, but I see a lot of people online commending his dad and applauding him for being a great dad, for standing up for his child, for being bullied, because a lot of these kids are unalive in themselves because of bullying situations. And I do truly understand that. So like I said, I'm not here to defend anyone that's bullying anyone. But I do want to say this is very irresponsible. I believe that this dad assaulted this child because she was getting disrespectful and he did not want to tolerate that anymore. However, I also want to point out that his son does not look like he was crying. He does not look like he was physically abused. And, they probably just told him not to play somewhere. So I don't know, man. This is a tricky situation. Let me get to play it again so you guys can see the whole entire video before we get out of here.
No, he can play whatever. You can't say that to my son. You can't say. You can't say that one to my son, okay?
So obviously something was happening because she said, so if he do, and he was cut off, no, you can't say that to my son. So it sounded like she was trying to say something like, so if he does this, then we can't do this. Or if he says this, then we can't say. So I can't, there's no, there's not a full context to this video to understand what's happening. Whoever started this video at this point apparently, and we don't have the full context, or they edit it so we can only see this part of the video. But just pay attention and let's listen closely to what's being said.
No, he can play whatever. You can't say that to my son.
See, so if he can do, it sounds like she's saying that this kid was doing something and they may have responded, or, they may have said something to him and he responded and they didn't like the way he responded and they reiterate, just try to retaliate. But my thing is, these are all words. These are kids being ignorant, and as parents, you have to be responsible. And I just think that this dad overstepped the boundaries. Now, in this situation, it would be me, as I would want to see this father. I would want to see him personally. You put your hands on my daughter. I understand that she's out there bullying. Two things would happen here. I would put my daughter in check, and I would really find out what's going on with her. She would not be around her friends right there. Those are possibly an influence on her, so she's not going to be around. You're going to change a lot of things around her. It's going to change her energy. But the second thing, that now that my daughter's put in place, I want to put you in place, because as a grown man, you put your hands on my daughter for things that she said. Now, granted, and albeit it's wrong, you have no right as a man, as a grown man, putting your hands on this child. And I do understand that she abused your son and she touched him and she grabbed him and she was assaulting him and you came and you knocked her down and pushed. I would have said, hey, you know what? Me possibly, I probably would have ran up and drop kicked your child if I seen her with my daughter in the sleeper hold on the figure 4 leg lock and she's giving her a bunch of uppercuts and her friends and they're jumping her. That's different. But if this is a bunch of kids just saying a bunch of negative things and they're being negative nannies, then I cannot agree with this. What just happened with this guy slapping his child. So let's get and continue watching this video.
You can't say. You can't say that one to my son, okay?
Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, no, he can play one.
So now at the end of that, you hear her say, yo, call the cops. But you also hear right before she is slapped, all of her friends behind her are laughing. They find this funny that she is disrespecting this boy, but even more that she is disrespecting his father. So this is truly a sad situation where these kids need to be put in place. I don't know who's raising these kids to be this way, man. I always make sure that I'm always telling my daughter about respect, respecting elders, respecting her mother, her father, her peers, and just being mindful of having that respect for everyone. And it doesn't mean that you have to like everyone, but it just means that you have to have that respect for people as humans, that they may be going through their own issues and they may be dealing with their own issues, but you always have to respect someone's space. Now, with that being said, I don't know who's raising these kids. This is a truly sad situation of all of these kids feeling like they can be disrespectful in this grown man's face, which is another problem. So I don't know, man. I'm truly on this. With this one, I am leaning on, like I said, I'm standing on the side, and I'm not standing on the side of the bully, but I'm standing on the side that this father was completely wrong. This girl was completely wrong. I believe that both parties were completely wrong. Bullying is wrong, but assaulting a child without assaulting your son or threatening your son is completely wrong. So both parties is wrong, and I do understand there's a lot of people online that will still hate me and still commend this father. Listen, I'm not mad at you guys for your thoughts and your opinions. I'm just asking you to truly think about this. If this situation was in if you was in these shoes of these people and your daughter came home or your child came home and said, hey, I was slapped because I told this kid I don't want you to sit next to me at the dinner table, or I don't want you to sit next to me at the lunch table, and he told his father and his father slapped me because I said, hey, listen, don't sit next to me at the dinner table. Disrespect, adult to adult, may cause different reactions. Some people may feel physical. This is a volatile situation, a hostile situation. But when it comes to children, you have to learn how to control your temper and your attitude as a grown man. Someone who has had a lot of temper problems when I was a child. I learned how to control my temper as an adult, so I don't just flash out and attack anyone or be aggressive in a lot of situations. So I think this is something that this dad needs to learn. But you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I know it's going to be a lot of hate. I appreciate it. I just want to hear what you guys got to think, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button so somebody else can be aware. And of course, if this is your first time visiting my channel, on your way up out of here, make sure you grab that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.